Hello and welcome to our Roundtable Talks, the show where we have fun. I'm joined by Meankno as always. How you doing, broski?
Feeling good, man. Feeling great.
Sounds good. This gonna be our Last of Us episode. We're gonna do a episode 4 recap, and then you know share our thoughts. So why don't you go first? Tell me how you felt about the episode.
I wish I watched it twice because, the first time you watch it is just to like watch it, but the second time you watch it to pay attention to details.
Yeah, yeah,
And I didn't get opportunity to watch it twice. But for my first run through, if y'all watched the previous episode where we
yeah.
try and predicted what was going to happen, I kind of predicted that this was going to happen.
You did.
Granted, I also saw the preview, so that's kind of why I figured something was going to happen.
Cheater.
Yeah, yeah. Also, for some reason, they didn't do the after show interview,
Mm,
which kind of disappointed me. But anyway, I like this episode. Well, I don't know. This episode was kind of a letdown compared to like the previous one. It was like okay, and then the whole time I watching the episode, I'm like, okay, I waiting for it to like pick up, and then
yeah.
just when it pick up, it ends, and I'm just like, so this episode is like the like blue ball episode. That's what I would call it.
Gotcha. You know, even though the last episode was more of like a filler, this one felt like more of a filler to me.
Yeah.
It had like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not awkward, but like they try and have them bond a little bit with like the dad jokes and just growing together closely. It was like I don't know. There was no what we gonna call them? No mind control people. No
Yeah.
real. There was some kind of like drama, some intensity, but it was just like here and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The only thing I liked in that episode was when that dude she shot the boy and
Hmm.
then he was begging for his life. And I was like, I was hoping that he would tell the girl to finish it,
Yeah,
but then he was like, go back, and then he finished it
yeah.
while she wasn't there to see it.
So this is one instance where not listening kind of maybe helped.
I mean, but I also saw that kind of like at some point that gun that she hid is
Yeah,
going to come in handy. Like it's just so cliche. Like you can
yeah,
expect it.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. You're right.
and then, but one thing I would say is that she kind of annoyed me because he was like, put it back in your bag, and as usual,
Oh
she
my
did not
god.
listen and
I
she
was
put it in her
like,
jacket.
you went through all of this. You weren't supposed to have it. You brought it anyways. You used it. He's letting you have it. Just follow the new rules.
Yeah, and it's not like you didn't have it in your bag before. Just put it back where you had it before.
I feel like she must always go against whatever he say
Yeah,
until I don't know when, because he saved your life multiple times, and you still gonna just go against him.
yeah. She don't care, man. Like I
Yeah,
don't think it's that she don't care. It's just that she's a kid, you know.
yeah,
She think that she know better. Like that's what every kid. They think that they know and they don't
yeah,
actually know nothing.
yeah. Well, it was kind
But
of intense that she was like, "It's not my first time hurting somebody like that." I was like, "Damn, that's kind of dark."
yeah, because remember she was in federal like military schools. They were training kids to be the soldiers, which
Yeah,
in modern times we front on that because that's kind of like child soldiers is kind of looked down on
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
like a thing against humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm guessing federal starts training the kids to be soldiers from like when they're kids.
Yeah,
And they probably have them like do mock killings so they could get desensitized
yeah.
potentially.
But she couldn't even hold a weapon properly, so I don't know who trained her.
Well, Federer trained her and he was like, no, 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 let me teach you the
Yeah,
correct
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Because
You're
if I go
right.
and grab this gun, I can't get it.
Yeah. And she was like, "Ooh,
Yeah, she was like, I like that. I like
I
that.
gained
That
some
me.
skills." Oh
Thank you.
no. But this episode had its annoyance for me because the stupid. I don't understand how people are getting in charge in these like dystopian times. How did that lady that was in charge get in charge? She's obviously unstable, literally unstable, and she's in charge of
Yeah.
everybody. No
Yeah, I don't
way.
know how people get in charge because I would think that in a society, especially in dystopian times, it would be like whoever is the strongest would be in charge, or like whoever is the most violent, or
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that she did something so extreme that everybody just like, we don't want to mess with her, like leave her alone. Like, well, maybe
Yeah.
I'm underestimating her at the same time. I don't know. I don't know
Probably
what she's
because
done.
you know she 86 the doctor just like that, so she probably been doing stuff like that all the time. But I don't think that that's enough because she's so tunnel vision that it couldn't have any other possibility for what happened besides what she expected to be. Like, it's this person, it's this person. It has to be them. It has to be them. It could only be them.
Right. Yeah. I think like potentially in the past, she must have made some good decisions and they saw that. So that's
Yeah,
why they put her as a leader. Uh, the people that she's looking for, I think that's who found the guy and the girl in the end.
yeah.
So maybe they might form an alliance or something to try and get out of the city.
Mm.
And it looked like maybe that guy and the kid is like her maybe husband or boyfriend and her kid,
Okay.
potentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because why is she so like dead set on finding this kid? It seemed like she trying to find him, you know?
Like, they have something to do with. Well, I don't think it's. Well, I didn't see the guy clearly to see if it was like an adult. It was an adult and a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so the adult
A
led to
grown.
her brother getting, I guess, killed. So she mad about that.
Okay.
He told the doctor that he didn't spill the beans, but the guy spilled the beans on her brother.
Okay. See, I didn't understand that exchange
Yeah.
when they was in the jail cell. I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. I thought that was like a flashback at first,
Okay.
like some kind of thing, and I was like, this is weird. And then when I saw her come outside and the horde was all there, and she was telling them it's their fault, and like they probably
Yeah,
called
yeah,
mercenaries,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And then I was like,
yeah.
oh, this is still modern times. But I just didn't understand what the exchange was about.
What do you think going on in that room?
Which room?
With the floor
The
just
room that
going
had the ground, like
crazy.
ground, like
Yeah.
it was doing this.
Like a
Yo, I
like a
think that's a
like a
new.
early 2000s party going on under there.
Yo, I think that's a new possessed.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them, but yeah, I think it's a new one.
Like, just close the door. We'll figure it out later. We gotta find this guy.
Yeah. You
Bro,
know it's just gonna blow up either next episode or next episode after
yeah,
that.
it have to be next episode because this episode was too slow.
Yeah. Even with like them, so when they got to the bridge and it was blocked off,
Yeah.
I had to find a way around.
Mm-hmm.
One of my complaints was why he have this little girl reading the map.
But he can't read the map and drive.
Just read the map. Tell her like, okay, we're gonna do this. Just tell me when we get to this checkpoint. Like
Mm-hmm.
like plan the route out and just tell her where to like remind him,
Yeah,
and then
but
give
you
her back
never
the
know
map.
gonna be in the way. That's the thing. So you have to be like
True.
a active reading. Like, okay, we can't go here. Where do we go? And she gonna be like, well, take a right. But obviously, as you said, she can't read a map.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's no better way to learn than from just doing.
Yeah, yeah, but not in a dystopian time with stuff go looking to eat you.
Not with that little girl either. Like she is not responsible.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Then they
She
went
out
back
here,
to the QZ.
remember episode 2? She out
Yeah.
here pulling carriages and stuff, making bones fall out into the water and stuff.
She's still a kid though, and I think that's it's nice that they still give her that little, she's still a kid
Innocence.
vibe. Yeah, but she
Yeah,
was playing
for
like,
sure.
"Hello, I'm here. I want your best room." Like just having fun.
Yeah. That's true.
In the end, like that last dad joke really catch him, and you see he actually smile for the first time in a long time. Like he
Yeah.
didn't want to at all.
Yeah. That joke actually was funny.
Yeah,
No, it's actually funny.
I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary?
I was
She's
like,
like, what?
what? That don't make no sense.
It's like, yeah, it runs in your genes.
I was like, oh gosh.
At first, like, it took me like a second and a half to catch it. I was like,
Yeah. Oh man. So I guess you were right, and I was dead wrong because there was no possessed in this episode at all.
not even one.
Not even the one. Not even the hint of one. Well, the
Yeah.
floor maybe, but we didn't really
Yeah.
see anything.
Yeah. I think so. You know, I don't like scary movies, but I think the reason why I like this one is that they're not trying overly hard to make it scary. They're just like actually just telling a story.
Yeah,
And I think when it gets time for them to put the suspense in again, then they will.
yeah.
But they're not like rushing it. I like that.
No jump scares, no like all the time with the music. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
a nice story.
I guess this would be considered more like an action thriller or a action horror instead of a regular horror or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. So next episode, what's going on? What's happening?
Okay, next episode. I did not see no trailer for preview for this
Yeah,
one,
no
so this
cheating
gonna
this
be a
time.
pure guess. All right. Next episode for sure. The guy that caught them. And by
Mhm.
the way, why he spread all that glass? He said, "I pouring the glass down so nobody could sneak up on us," and oops, it still gets snuck up on. How?
Remember, we know how because if you look at how he fell asleep with his right ear down, but when they came, his right ear was up. And she just told him, I noticed that you can't hear out of your right ear very well.
Um,
So his
I
left
thought
ear
it
was in the
was.
pillow.
I thought it was like they was already there,
Hmm.
so they came from the opposite direction, and that's how come they didn't hear them.
I'm
But
thinking it's his
yeah,
ear.
I think you're right.
But
Mm,
it makes sense for to say, there's no reason to say that at all when you think about it, like
yeah.
outside of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
She just said
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
then I look at him like, wait, that's his right ear. Then boom.
Yeah. Dang. So, note to self, if I have to shoot a gun, only
Hmm.
shoot on one side so only one ear goes bad. Because obviously, at least his left ear still works.
Yeah, but you have to make sure your left ear is always up. You can't turn away. You'll sleep on nothing.
Right, right, right. Dang. Actually, in the
Yeah.
woods, before
Yeah.
we try to predict, in the woods, you notice that he didn't sleep, right?
Yeah.
And he told her, like, we won't get found or whatever. And I think because he told her that, he was like, let me make sure we don't get found.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
just, like,
Yeah.
stay up.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. So, my prediction next episode, they're going to make an alliance with the people who find them.
Okay.
And they're going to probably try to work together
Hmm.
to get out of the city,
Okay.
um, to escape the clutches of the woman and her horde.
Yeah, that
But
makes
I
sense.
think in the process,
Yeah.
they're going to get caught
Mm.
or something like that. Like, it's not going to go according to plan.
Okay. So my prediction, I got the same prediction, but this time I feel like the floor gonna just go crazy and just break, and then something new will come out. Because I'm all for the evolution of stuff, but I also
Yeah.
feel like there's gonna be a big tragedy that gonna happen.
Yeah. But not to the main protagonist and the
No, no, no,
girl,
no.
though.
Probably the little boy.
Oh, I don't want a little kid to die.
Yeah. But
Although they showed, doesn't seem to be.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think will come out the ground though? Do you think it's gonna be a spore person or is it like a different thing?
Have to be a sport person or roots or something.
Yeah, I don't know. And I also don't know why she wouldn't just tell everybody. I don't understand. We could do that later once we find them. Why though? You could do both at the same time.
You don't want to distract from her main mission, which is find the guy. Because if you elicit that fear in them, they're gonna be concerned about what the floor doing. And nobody gonna get the guy because the floor is moving. This is more
Yeah,
important,
yeah.
obviously. You know what I mean?
We tried to evacuate. You over here
Yeah,
wasting time looking for your ex.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
She
that's
can't
true.
have that happen at all.
Yeah. That's you see, that's the thing about being a leader. You
Yeah.
can't prioritize. Oh, so I'm watching this show. Let me see if I can find it. It's on Netflix. It's an anime. I'm gonna tell you what I call it in a minute. Oops, that's not Netflix. But in it is this guy who basically like he was sent to this planet
Mm-hmm.
and as a warden,
Yeah.
but he never worked for the police before. He never worked for like the military before. he just volunteered for the job because he needed money to pay for his family and stuff like that. Like, you know how it goes. You poor, you need money, you just do whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So he signed up to basically be a warden at this thing. And what happened is on the planet they mined for these like things, these
Yeah.
blue crystals that give energy.
Okay.
And when they went down in the mine, oh, sorry, they used prisoners to mine it. And he's like a security guard for the prisoners.
Okay.
So when they went down, they woke up some sleeping monster that basically killed everybody, and
Mhm.
him and one prisoner survived.
Okay.
Anyway, fast forward nearly to the end. The whole point of the show seems to be like this kid who like pretty much a nobody, he turns into like a hero basically. Like he's
Hmm.
like giving commands and he's like basically leading a group of people to try and survive to get off the planet
Okay.
because you know they're all awake and they're just consuming everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So they try and get off the planet and he's just like being he's never been a leader before, but he's leading these people. And they kind of remind me of like this show a little bit too, in that as a leader, he was very selfless and like nobody gonna get left behind kind of leader.
Yeah.
And even when they had one person in the crew, there's always that one person who's like, I have to save myself.
Yeah.
Even that person, even though that person betrayed them like 3 times, he still like get that guy off the planet too when they finally made it off.
Mm.
And they forgave him and like didn't like punish him in any way as far as I saw.
Okay.
Besides knocking him out every single time he betrayed them, they knocked him out.
Obviously, that's not enough.
He The only time it seemed like he changed had a change of heart is when he finally held a baby in his hands and heard it cry. And then he was like, he shed a tear.
Yeah.
And then later on, when they were all lined up talking about what they're gonna do in the new world, the
Yeah.
new planet that they're gonna be on, he was like, I'm gonna become a pediatrician. And
Mm.
that was like, he seemed to have changed.
Babies have the
But
power,
anyway,
man.
true. And the baby looked like it was going to die because it was born on the planet.
Yeah.
And then when they got into space, it like stopped breathing. Then they had to
Ooh.
resuscitate it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, but his leadership was very selfless and like nobody left behind. Whereas hers seems to be in Last of Us
Yeah.
seems to be like whatever I say goes. I don't really care. I like have this one track mind about this goal that I want done, even though
Yeah.
this goal is not as important as protecting my whole like as a leader, I'm supposed to protect everybody.
Yeah.
But instead of protecting y'all, I want to just pursue my own selfish agenda.
After she gets through with her agenda, what next?
I don't know. I guess she'll tell everybody about the thing. Because I feel like she won't want to deal with the guy now. Like, now we have him, now we're
Yeah,
going to deal with him.
exactly.
Unless they capture him, and then they're like, okay, tie him up. We're going to deal with him after we evacuate. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, maybe. But transporting somebody is never a good thing. It never works out.
They could escape, yeah.
Yeah,
And they're going to try, of course.
obviously.
Unless
Alright,
you're like in Game of Thrones, where you fake allow them to escape so you could hunt them down and then teach them a lesson that you could never escape.
crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's a good synopsis right there.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think the next episode is gonna be like. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Hit that bell icon. And if you really love us, head
Yo,
over to Patreon.
yo, yo. We'll see you guys next week for episode 5.
Next
Peace.
time, sir. Peace.